cancer and prepares those foods in a manner that ensures and enhances the beneficial activity of their nutrients. While some foods may not have an elevated micronutrient density per calorie, they may still contain particularly effective phytonutrients that scientific studies have demonstrated to prevent cancer. Cooked mushrooms are a perfect example of a food that does not have high levels of vitamins and minerals compared with other foods. However, their unique compounds are powerfully protective against cancer, making them an integral part of a nutritarian diet. As you can begin to see, this approach is all about understanding which foods best help support our bodies and minds and bringing those foods to our plates every single day. Many people argue that there are various, quote, best diets, depending on genetics and unique individuality. In other words, they believe that each individual has a different ideal diet that is based on specific genetic makeup. But does this accurately express the consensus of modern nutritional science, compared with my argument that a nutritarian diet is the most powerful, life-extending diet style for the human species? This book examines, with compassion, understanding, and insight, all of the latest scientific research and dietary theories available to readers. It will help those interested in nutritional science, health, and longevity to clarify their thoughts about nutrition and be able to articulate the most critical and important elements to modify their own choices. In addition, this book provides readers with sound knowledge so they can help guide others who struggle with conflicting information, misinformation, and myths that make up much of the public debate about food and diet. I have dedicated my life to investigating these issues so I can be clear in stating that all the evidence points conclusively to the nutritarian diet as being the single most powerful approach to sustain excellent health and a long life. That was the purpose of its design. Yet this is not to say that minor adjustments should not be made for people with varying genetics, medical conditions, and food intolerances. These modifications, however, can be moderate and not impair the effectiveness of this dietary model as long as the adjustments to accommodate individual differences are consistent with the basic principles of the science regarding human longevity explained throughout this book. For example, whether you are a vegan, you don't eat animal products, or for some biological reason you thrive better with some animal products in your diet, both approaches are governed by the same underlying biological and nutritional elements that shape a person's health destiny. The more the basic principle of eating a dietary portfolio with micronutrient excellence can be adhered to, while adjusting the food choices to fit individual constraints, the more predictable the slowing of the aging process and the protection against cancer. It is only through an understanding of all the critical concepts of human nutrition that one can become enabled and empowered to most effectively make healthy food choices every day. This book is a guide to help you do just that. You are the cure. I have been part of the medical community as a family physician for more than 30 years, and I can tell you that drugs and doctors cannot grant you excellent health or protection against disease and suffering. Almost every doctor knows this. The most effective health care is proper self-care. Listening to this program, practicing the nutritarian plan, and mastering its techniques will provide you with the best possible self-care. Nutritional excellence. The nutritional excellence I'm describing here can prevent and even reverse most medical problems within 3 to 6 months. This is a bold claim, but the facts, supported by scientific research and literature, show that most medical problems and medical tragedies we face in the modern world are the result of nutritional folly. Our standard American diet, SAD, has produced a sickly nation, one in which the majority of people are taking prescription drugs by the time they reach the age of 50. Your body is made of the foods you eat.